Hi, everybody. Just a few minutes and then I'll get started. Hi, Ann. How are you? I'm a tad bit nervous. I hope this all goes well. I couldn't figure out how to put myself on camera and then flip the phone, so I couldn't. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes to see if anyone else is going to join us. Hey, Leilani. I don't know how to find my, can you tell this is my first live? I can't figure out how to see the comments on my other screen. I'll wait just a minute more and then we'll get started. I have 4 fun cards for you today. A big variety. Mostly I'm using the Fabulous Saying set, except for the first card. I'll show you guys. This is a cool glue holder that my son made me on his 3D printer. Comes in handy. Okay, it's noon, so let's get started. This is the first card we're going to make. It is using the Endless Love stamp set and die. So I guess it's a bundle. Let's get started. So first we're going to take, let's see, I'll give you the measurements. We have a piece of Flirty Flamingo, 5.5 by 8.5, score it at 4 1/4. And you could use your bone folder, but hey, why do that? We have 2 pieces of basic white that are 3 3/4 by 5. One of those pieces I'm going to stamp with Flirty Flamingo ink and the collage of hearts from the stamp set. We're just going to stamp across the bottom, just like that. And this is going to go on the inside. I don't normally use liquid glue on everything, but my new Stamp and Seal has not come in yet. So this is going to go on the inside of the card. Just like that. This piece we're going to layer with a piece of Designer Series paper that is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. I just want a little bit of a white showing around the sides. Just to bring out those little white hearts in the pattern. And then this is going to go on the front of the card. Just like that. Now we have a piece of real red that is 2 3/8 by 3 5/8. Plus you'll need a scrap to cut out 2 of the X's and O's. I already cut mine out and I put them in this little baggie so I wouldn't lose them. The magic of television. And then a piece of basic white that is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And we're going to go ahead and stamp the hearts across kind of the middle. Just like that. I'm going to put the Flirty Flamingo away. We're going to pull in Real Red and 2 of the sentiments. The first one is Sending You. And you're going to have to be kind of careful because this one just fits across the top. Just like that. And then Hugs and Kisses here on the bottom. This is going to go on the Real Red. And if you like, you can place an order of $50 or more from now until Monday, and I will send you a card packet free. It'll be mailed right to you. Doesn't matter what you order. So I'm just going to add my 2 little X's and O's. These you do almost have to use the liquid glue. They're so tiny. Just like that. Now this is going to go on the front of the card, but we're going to pop it up on Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm sorry, if you guys are leaving comments, I can't see them yet. I don't know how to get them to show up. So I will check all my comments after, and I will get back to you, I promise. I thought I had this figured out. I've been practicing, but it didn't work as like it's supposed to. So there you have it. Sending You Hugs and Kisses, a Valentine's card. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one I copied. This is using the Floral Charms Designer Series paper and the January project of the month, or product of the month, Fabulous Sayings. We're going to use the Happy Birthday for this card. And this I copied from Carmen Sanchez. She's on my team, and that she did a card very similar to this. Well, basically the same as this, except different designer paper. You can see that on my blog. But let's get started. And so I'll share the measurements with you. This one, you're going to start with a basic white thick card base, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And then you're going to use a piece of Designer Series paper that is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. And we're going to glue that onto the card front. And you'll notice that I'm using the same print. I'm just using the opposite side. So this one we're going to use, which is a good thing since this one is not going the right way. And this is going to go right here. You just want to center it up and down to make sure it's covered. This one is 5 1/2 by 3 inches. My glue is stopped up. Okay, well, I don't recommend using Stampin' Seal Plus on your cards because it's kind of expensive, but we're going to make it work. Okay, just like that. And I'll put that aside, and then we have a piece of Timid Tiger that is 4 1/4 by 1 3/4, and then a piece of basic white that is 4 by 1.5. And we're going to pull out the happy birthday. Let me put my glue away in case it doesn't dry out. And Mossy Meadow ink, which of course I just pulled right from the designer paper. So I'm just going to ink that up. I love these clear stamps. And then just push down. You don't want to rock it so you don't get any edges. And there you have that. And we're just going to glue that to the Timid Tiger. And then this piece is just scrap, but you can put it on the inside of your card, just like this. And it just adds a little bit of interest on the inside of the card. Okay, and then we're going to do Stampin' Dimensionals again. Leilani, you said, can we order from him? From Cameron, you mean? I can ask him. He doesn't really do much, but I can ask him. Okay, so that goes right there. And then we're going to pull in our 25 to 27 in color flat pearls. And I'm going to use the Timid Tiger color. And I'm just going to take my Take Your Pick tool. And put a few on here, just like that. Just stick that back in there so I don't lose it. And there you have the card. Quick and simple, which is my middle name. All right, let me get all this put away. You should see my pile over here on the other desk. It's not pretty. This is kind of a simple fun fold class. And don't forget, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it on the replay and watch again. This is a fun card. It's using the Designer Series paper from Nature's Symphony, the Nature's Walk suite. And let's get started. And yes, I almost always stamp on the Stampin' Pierce mat. It just gives you a little bit better image. So here's a piece. It's 5 1/4 by 12. And we're going to score it at, oh no, I can't find, okay, at 2 inches, 5 inches, and 8 inches. 2, 5, 8. Okay? Put that back down. And then to fold this, I'm going to use my bone folder. Okay, I'm not going to use my bone folder. I'm just going to use my hands. Just like that. And then this piece, you just, as you fold it, you want to make sure it's folding straight. And just fold it. And then there. So there you have it. And then the other pieces, we have a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 piece of Secret Sea. And we're just going to adhere this card to it. Okay. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. You don't have to put a lot to hold this one down because I want that one to stay shut. Okay. And then you have a piece of Secret Sea that is 5 by 2 3/4, and then a piece of basic white that is 2 1/2 by 4 3/4. And we're going to stamp on that using Secret Sea ink and one of the stamps, the leaf stamps from the Nature Symphony set. But I want it to be lighter, so I'm just going to stamp off and put it down in the corner. Just going to do a couple, just like that. And then we're going to glue that onto the Secret Sea. You really don't need a lot of the Stamp and Seal Plus because it sticks really well. And then this is going to go on the inside of the card. That's why it's so skinny. And you're just going to put it right here. Kind of center it so that you have equal amounts on the sides. And see, when you close it, you don't see it. So I'm using a 2-inch punch and a 1 7/8 inch punch. And I'm actually just going to punch it out because it's just as easy. Because it's a circle, it doesn't have to be straight. And I'm going to use my thank you from this thank you here from Fabulous Sayings. Oh, and here's the Nature Symphony set. So we just used this little piece. You could use any of these sentiments. I just wanted to highlight this really great Fabulous Sayings set. So we're just going to stamp that right on my circle. Again, this is 1 7/8 and 2 inches. And then I'm going to do the same thing again with the leaf. I'm just going to stamp it off so you get that pretty different color image. And then this is going to go on the circle. I'm going to bring in my glue gun because I know it works. And now we've cut out a piece of Pretty Peacock. I just pulled that out of the designer paper, and we're just going to add some glue to the back. Leilani gave me this glue gun a while back, and I use it quite a bit. I filled it with a different glue though, not the glue it comes with. And then this is going to go on the front of your card. It's okay, the glue dries clear. This leaf I find really hard to place without getting the glue everywhere. And then again, I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. Pull that off. And put it right here. You could have it hanging over the side too if you want. And then I'm going to use the Faux Bronze Pentagons and place just a few. Well, three to be exact. Somebody told me once that that's how you do it. The rules of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let me put all this away. And there you have it. How's that for a super easy fun fold? All right. Gosh, we're going by fast. Sorry if I'm talking too quickly. I am still a little bit nervous. Okay, so this next one we're going to stamp is kind of I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be a big, it's still around, but there used to be a technique called triple time stamping. And it's kind of that, but I'm going to do just the 2 layers. So you have a gorgeous grape card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You have 2 pieces of basic white. They're both 5 1/4 by 4. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside piece. We're using the Layers of Beauty floral stamp, and then this little one for the inside. And then we're using the Hello from the Fabulous Sayings. So I'm just going to stamp the inside really quick. Just put a little stamp right there. And then we'll glue this down into the inside of the card. We're going to use my new stamp positioner today. I don't know if you guys have heard or not, but Stampin' Up! Is bringing out a new Stampin' Positioner. And if you're a demonstrator, it's available for pre-order right now. And if you're not, and you would like to be, you can sign up starting February 3rd and get the Stampin' Positioner completely free. So to do this technique, you want to put just a tiny bit of adhesive, just a tiny, tiny bit, and then center here. So because you don't want this square to move when you're stamping it. Okay, this is the new stamp positioner. It comes with 2 stamping platforms, a teeny tiny skinny one, which is really good for different techniques and for sentiments and stuff. And then you're going to use, or you have this piece also. I covered up my stamp. Let me move this. It's really nice. It's got a non-stick kind of surface on the back. And then it's got these 2 magnets that they're really easy to pick up. And then this is the grid paper that you buy separately, and it fits in the little things. So it works just like any stamp positioner that you've ever seen. You lay your stamp down, you lay this down, and I want it this way. And then you lay your stamp where you want it, and then put this down and pick up the stamp. And I've already done that because I wanted to make sure I placed it right when I'm nervous. There's a little corner here that helps you line up your paper. And so you put it right up against these 2 center dots, and then you just want to put your magnets down, okay? And then it's going to go on like this, but first we need to ink it up. So we're just going to take the gorgeous grape. And the nice thing about stamp positioners is if you don't get a good image the first time, you can stamp it again. And so you line these little holes right into here. And when you're just setting it down, so right now it hasn't touched the paper yet. So then you just press down, just like that, and then lift up. And see, I did not get a good image, so we're going to do it again. Turn it around. I always do it backwards. And then I'm going to press down. And I want to press a little harder than I did the first time, just so I get that image around the, it messed up. Well, that doesn't look good. Let's see if we can do it backwards. Okay, well, we're going to try this again. And that's why there are 2 pieces to every, or 2 sides to every piece of cardstock. All right, let's do this one more time. Well, probably 2 more images, but okay. Got that inked up. Flip it over, put it down, and then press. There we go. There's a good image. Okay, we're going to go with that. And now let's put it all together, and hopefully it looks okay. So it's all just layered. So this is Pretty in Pink, and it is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it's going to just barely have a white border. Okay, and then this is going to go on the card front. Don't worry about this ugly, because I'll cover it up with the main image. Okay, and then we're going to layer this piece onto white. This is the Pretty in Pink. Hold on, I have them all written down so that I don't tell you the wrong thing. This Pretty in Pink is 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. The basic white is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then the purple, the gorgeous grape, is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay. And then we're just going to glue this down. And then you just want to make sure that you glue it in the right direction so that it's the same direction as your other stamping. Just like that. And then on this piece, we're going to stamp the hello. Oop, just like that. And that's going to go. The sentiment is, the basic white is 1 1/2 by 1 inch, and then the purple, the gorgeous grape, is 1 1/8 by 1 3/8. just like that. And then I'm going to use the purple fine shimmer dots. And we're going to add a few of those. For this card, I'm actually using only the large ones. And there you have it. So I'm going to show you this one because it looks prettier. I still need to work on the stamp positioner, but I'll show you guys some more cards with it as I get better at using it. I just got it yesterday, so. But anyway, there you have it. Again, if you would like the card pack sent to you, just place an order of $50 or more between now and Monday, which I believe is February 2nd. If you spend $75, you can get the Fabulous Sayings stamp set for only $5. And you'll also get a pack of the Faux Bronze Pentagons from me as a thank you. So if you have any questions, just leave me a comment, and the replay will be posted here shortly. Have a great day. Does anyone have any questions? Thanks, Anne. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.